Everybody sound off. Justin?
Huh?
Loisos.
Check. Sound
Ah, he
check.
did the thing.
He did that thing that he does. That thing.
He did that thing that he do. All right, there we go. Now we've got our four-person shit up and running. So, gentlemen, it's time to talk most anticipated movies of the summer. What the hell was that? Now who wants to get in? Oh, it's Drew. Hang on, Drew. Let me get you in here. Hang on. Wait. Close it. Close that. Let him in. Get him in here. There he is. Drew Hallum, ladies and gentlemen, host of the Real Feels podcast. Welcome, Drew.
Hello.
Let me make sure I don't have the blocker bar up here. I do. There we go. Perfect. Welcome. All right. So, most anticipated. I'm going to actually step away for just a second because I have to use the little girls' room. So, Justin, do your thing.
Is this a top 5, a top 10? What is this?
This is just a discussion. It's not a list.
Okay.
Most anticipated.
I did, however, put together a small
You
list
hush.
because I wanted to be prepared for at least one of these segments. I have to try. So I'll wait for you to come back, but we could just go around the round table here real quick. And
You do your thing. I'll be like 2 or 3 minutes.
we've already started the summer movie season technically because it actually begins in May now. Some actually argue that it starts before May, but we're in May. We've had a handful of movies so far. What has been your favorite movie so far the summer movie season? I'll throw it over to you, Drew.
I'm going to go with Deadpool.
Yeah, you're lucky. I have not had the chance to see it yet.
That's it. I snuck in a late Thursday night showing.
So, Boy Sauce, you've seen Deadpool as well. Is that your favorite of the summer movie season, would you say?
The summer movie season just started. It's like Avengers and this.
Exactly. So
Deadpool?
far.
Okay, so Deadpool. Deadpool. I enjoyed Deadpool more than I enjoyed Avengers Infinity War.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah. I don't know. It was extremely funny. There were parts where I was practically on the floor laughing. It affected me emotionally more than Avengers. And I guess it was just because I wasn't anticipating it as highly. I mean, I enjoyed the first Deadpool. I wasn't crazy about it. But with this one, I had kind of lowered expectations, and I came out very, very excited by what I had just seen. So, and I enjoyed how violent it was, too. Blood and guts and gore, and you don't see that in a Disney Marvel film. So,
Would you say, Drew, that you liked it better than the first one, evenly, or less than the first one?
I think it definitely had a lot more comedy to it. Definitely more action. I've read different like takes on it in reviews where some people are saying like it is the greatest action comedy movie that is out there, which I think is pretty high praise because Hot Fuzz is really high on my list.
yeah, I don't know who's saying that, but
So it was good. I thought it was very witty. I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds has probably one of the, I mean, literally being the merc with the mouth, I think he has some of the best comedic timing out there for any actor. And it just works well. It's funny. You take, I mean, characters that you're actually like watching grow throughout the different both the films and the rapport that he's still having. It's even getting better with Colossus and with what is it? Mega Teenage Sonic Warhead. Called her Justin Bieber. It's just it's very funny. It's definitely what is needed, I think, for a roll into the summer, like a good end to the year.
100% agreed.
Would you also say that you liked it more than Infinity War?
I would definitely say that I enjoyed it more than Infinity War because I know the canon behind Infinity War from reading the comics. So even with watching Infinity War and the ending, I sat there and I was actually like with some of my students. And so they're just like sitting beside me and they are just, as what the kids say, shook. I was sitting there going like, calm down. calm down. It's
They're
gonna
all
be okay.
coming back.
Like,
Okay.
have you not read the comics? They'll get the gauntlet. They'll snap it themselves.
Or even paid attention to the movie. Like, they know that there's
Right.
a time stone, right? Like, they know that there's a stone that can turn back time, and there's another stone that can alter reality, and
Right. And I mean, if
pay
you
attention to
also
the plot.
if you take the idea of what the Soul Stone is, they're all inside.
Right.
Like, they're all there. They're not gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would definitely say that I enjoyed it a lot more than Infinity War. Not that Infinity War was, something to sneeze at, but it was. I think it was more enjoyable of a movie, despite that Infinity War was something to be led up to.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think, we had reviewed Infinity War on the show. Surprisingly, Nick liked it a lot more than I expected him to, knowing his issues with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But for me, I think I liked it more upon my first watch as I walked out of the theater until I started thinking about it more. And then I realized they had a great opportunity to kind of change it up a little bit, to have some balls. And I think that they were almost there, and they made some decisions that I didn't care for personally. I don't read the comics. I stopped reading comics when I was like in my teens. Sometimes I may pick one up once in a while, or a graphic novel, but I'm looking at them as films. I'm not looking at them how accurate they are to the comics or any other version. So for me, I just felt like they were right there. They had me, gripping moment, and then they took it away from me, and I felt really deceived by that, and I thought it was a bad decision. I don't know if they're setting it up to do something else in the next one with Stark, but if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to totally spoil anything. I know pretty much everyone in the world has seen it so far, but there are people that I'm seeing on social media that are still seeing it for the first time this weekend. So if you're listening to the stream, I don't want to ruin anything for you. But for me, I thought it was very good. I thought after the 10-year lead up, I thought they did a fantastic job. And I think it really did usher in the summer movie season perfectly. And hopefully upon watching Deadpool 2, I'll feel the same way about that.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to give the impression that Infinity War wasn't a good film, because it was.
No.
But I had more fun watching Deadpool, for sure.
Right.
Now, would you say that Deadpool 2 is any more family friendly, or is it worse?
No, even
worse.
Even worse.
No,
than the first.
The first one wasn't family friendly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wondered if they had, just for conversation's sake. I my daughter's 14 now. I own the film. I watched it as soon as I got it, and she begged to see it in theaters. And boy, Sauce, you work at Alamo Drafthouse, and you guys had put up little like posters or little like warnings to parents that it was not a traditional comic book movie, and not to bring your children. Just such as like you did with Logan as well. And I didn't take her. I took her to see Logan, but she's begging me now to see Deadpool 2, and I'm like, I still don't think I'm going to let you see this.
Yeah, wait a couple of years, I think, to show Kai.
Knorr was too young when the first Deadpool came around. He's going to turn 16 this summer now, so I think I'll let him watch the first one and then take him to see the second one now.
Sense.
But I didn't let him see the first one when it came out. It was just a little bit too much. I was listening to you guys while I was milling about starting up some coffee so I can push into the night. I'm going to fire up some chicken tenders in the oven here.
Tenders?
Fuck you, Infinity War. You should have killed Tony Stark. Fuck you.
Hey, come on. I said no spoil. Damn it.
Everybody on the planet has seen it.
There may be that one or two people in here in the
there's always like one or two people that haven't seen it, because I had one person who's all like, I haven't seen it, but I know the one person who dies, and I just had to sit there and go,
that one person.
Yeah, that one person.
That's it. That's the only spoiler you get. It was you had us on the edge of our seats. I almost had that lump in my throat. I almost got emotional during a Marvel film, and then you were like, nah, just kidding. Nah.
Nope, here you go. We're going to give this to you. You can look at it. Nope, now we're taking it away. Sorry. We don't have the balls. That's me.
Let's push.
Okay.
Let's push ahead into the summer, because this is supposed to be most anticipated films of the summer. Not, hey, this is movies we already saw this summer. So,
well, I was waiting for you. I was trying to not be rude to you. I wanted to appreciate you and all you've done for us.
I want some chicken tenders, damn it.
I want some fucking Tully's tender dinner.
Gimme chicken tendies.
Brian, after you're done with this segment, I expect you to go buy some tenders and deliver them to me.
Sound check.
I had chicken tenders for lunch, incidentally.
Very nice. So who is looking forward to Solo? Chat, you guys get involved too. Chat, wake up over there. Don't forget you guys can make donations at livestreamforthecure.com. If you're watching on Twitch, there's a huge red button right down below this video. Donate now. YouTube, down in the description, you can click on the link or just go to livestreamforthecure.com. Every penny goes toward finding a cure to the Cancer Research Institute. Solo, guys.
Yeah, Solo. What's up with Solo? What do you guys think?
I mean, without a doubt, like it's still going to be a Star Wars movie, regardless of people kind of knocking it left and right, whether it was needed or whether the casting is off. It's still going to be a Star Wars movie. And I think that's really what it should be taken as. Not something that is literally solely like for Han. Like it is a Star Wars film.
I know a lot of people are hating on this Solo film. And to me, this is not a movie that we necessarily needed, but it's a movie that we're getting. So why not just why are you so salty about it? Just like, if you don't want to see it, then don't see it. For me, it's an opportunity for more Star Wars. The more time I can spend in that world, the better for me. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I can't really be picky and choosy about what Star Wars films come our way. You know, we live in a great time where we're getting a Star Wars film, at least one every year now. And I can't really complain about that. I think Disney's been doing a great job with their films. I love The Force Awakens. I love Rogue One. I think The Last Jedi is the third best Star Wars film ever made. Come at me. I don't care.
I love you.
I love you too. But there are people online who are just spewing forth so much bile about this film. Boycott Solo. The Last Jedi is the worst film ever made. Whatever. These people need to grow up. I think that's what I loved about The Last Jedi, is like shaking the audience and saying, "Grow the fuck up."
It's Ryan Johnson backhanding people in the audience. Just be like,
exactly.
Well, it was fine. There was like an article that went out saying like, "Hey, sorry, fanboys, like Last Jedi was not made for you."
I disagree. I think it was made for fanboys. It's made for Star Wars fans. It's still a great Star Wars.
But I think what they were directing at was like the people were saying like, "Oh, this is not holding true to like actual Star Wars canon."
How come Luke didn't have an epic lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren? You're missing the whole point. But let's not talk about The Last Jedi. Let's focus on Solo. I like what I see. It looks like a fun adventure film. We'll see what Alden Ehrenreich, his performance is like. People saying he doesn't look exactly like Harrison Ford. Doesn't matter as long as he embodies the character. Exactly. Right. So I'm looking forward to it. And Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. That's all that needs to be said.
That looks great.
3 fucking words. Donald fucking Glover. Seriously, like if he doesn't look amazing in the trailer, everything that I've heard so far from people that have seen it are that he is the one that shines the most in the film, and I'm not surprised. The dude just oozes and bleeds charisma all over the fucking floor. Like this guy, you just see him. Obviously, those of you that have seen it, I'm sure if you haven't, you've heard about it. His video, Childish Gambino, This Is America, that came out last week, literally took the country by storm. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's artistic, and it has a lot to say. And I think this guy's great for the role. And he just looks fantastic in the movie. And for me, I won't lie, like nothing has totally blown me away that I've seen. But the more recent trailer that was released, I'm going to give it an open trap because I think that it should at least be fun adventure. It's got a great cast. Ron Howard is a very, very capable director, even if his last few efforts didn't show that. Seriously, sit down, bucket of popcorn, a beer in hand, hopefully, and enjoy it. And as long as it's a good movie, that's all I care about. I'm not expecting it to be some legendary piece of cinema or one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. I think the expectations are that we shouldn't expect that anymore. Just hope that we get something on that level, but just temper our expectations and have some fun at the movies.
Snoop Burbs is looking forward to the new Purge movie.
All right.
Chris Kim is on the fence for Solo. I got the chance to be on Faces and Aces Las Vegas, which thank you, Chris, for having me. That was absolutely wonderful. It was such a fun time. Wasn't as big on The Last Jedi and hasn't been as big on Disney Star Wars as some people. Probably more on it than like your super hater. But he says he misses when Star Wars movies blew you away.
Like when Attack of the Clones blew you away.
Damn, the sauce.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
Last Jedi blew me away. I'll tell you what.
I still think Revenge of the Sith is really great. Shut up.
I do too. I like Sith. So, but aside from
I'm
that,
a prequel apologist. I'll watch Attack of the Clones all day. I'm just saying.
yeah, but you don't like Attack of the Clones. Is this a whole Star Wars segment? Is that what it's going to become?
Hang him! Hit
We're
him!
just doing Star Wars this entire
No,
time.
because coming out in June is The Incredibles 2.
That's correct, and that was one of the next films I was going to get to. And I think, Brian, it is probably one of your most anticipated. But Drew, since you mentioned it, what's your anticipation for the film? Are you a big fan of the first one?
I do like the first one. Although even throughout the entirety of the whole film, the one quote that I can grab from it and still laugh at every single time is Samuel L. Jackson going like, "Where's my suit? Why do you need it? You tell me where my suit is, woman." And that makes me laugh.
It's the best part of the movie.
Every single time. And it's just fun. It's a campy parody of all the superhero lifestyles, and now it's brought into the forefront of like children who don't have to actually take the superhero so seriously, but can still get invested in it. And that's what is like important about the film itself. And even more, now we have Jack getting like 20 powers, and that's just fun to watch.
Thank you very, very, very much, Rob of the Interrupted Tales podcast. $100 donation.
Yes.
$100. $3,100. 62%, guys. That goal is like
incredible.
I can almost
Loving
feel it on the tips of my fingers. Thank you so much. Again, the Interrupted Tales guys, that was great. Thank you very much for being on the show. I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt, Drew.
Oh, you're good.
It's amazing. Personally, I have not seen the original Incredibles in a long time.
Oh.
No, in a long time.
Thank God.
Calm down, boys.
Stop. No.
Jesus.
We're gonna take over hosting. You go watch it now.
It's been a long time since I've seen
I
it.
almost
but
had a heart
still
attack.
remember how much I loved it, and I can't wait for the second one. It's probably higher up now, especially now that Infinity War and now that Deadpool, I get to see it tomorrow. Once those are out of the way, because God knows I'm not looking forward to that fucking piece of shit with dinosaurs in it.
We won't get to that one yet. I'm going to throw it over to Lois House about Incredibles before I get to Fallen Kingdom.
I just like to mention that when I saw The Incredibles in theaters, I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old, and
It didn't come out last year, Lois.
when you're I know, but when you're a little kid and you see The Incredibles, it's an incredibly powerful movie. It's exciting. It's funny.
It's so great.
And it came out when like superhero movies weren't a dime a dozen. You didn't get one every week. You know, it was special. And what I loved about the first Incredibles is that it didn't talk down to kids. It didn't condescend. There's a moment where the mother sits the two kids down, and she says, these bad guys are not the kind of bad guys you see on TV. They will kill you. And that it took itself incredibly seriously, and while also being fun and for families, but it didn't play around. And I'm hoping that the sequel doesn't sugarcoat things and make it more Disney-fied or PC for today's sensitive culture. Have the children be in horrible mortal danger with villains who will kill them sight unseen with no remorse. That's the kind of stuff that I love.
Lois just wants to see a kid
children.
get named. That's all it is.
Children in danger of being killed. That's what I live for.
Well, that means the next film that I'm going to mention right now, you should be excited for. And yes, we're going to talk about that Dino movie coming out on June 22nd. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Say what you will, I definitely understand people's reservations and their argument that, hey, didn't we see this movie already? Like 3 times, in particular, Lost World. That was my first thought when I saw the first trailer. But you know what? Like, for me, I'm a huge fan. Anyone in that stream that can see this baby, I got Rexy right here. The Jurassic franchise is one of my favorites, even though we do have some missteps there in the series, but any reason for me to see more Jurassic dinosaurs running amok, causing chaos, eating people, it's good enough reason for me. I know, Nick, the one thing that you're the most excited for, and your hope is that not only Blue will show up, because we know that Blue's in the sequel. You want the full Raptor squad unified and back together again. You want to see the Raptor squad.
Shut up! Shut up!
Wrong! Now shut the fuck up and let me do my job.
Stop it, you weak, you baby! Shut up!
Fuck this movie. It looks like a piece of shit. It's gonna be a piece of shit. I don't even care. Fuck you, Colin Trevorrow. No, fuck. The Raptor Squad is stupid. I hate the fucking Raptor Squad. God
I love the Raptor Squad.
Me too.
Would.
Hashtag Raptor Squad.
God
For
damn it.
life. For life. Drew, what do you think? Are you excited for it? Are you a fan of the Jurassic franchise? Or
I do enjoy the Jurassic franchise. I'm trepidatious about the movie coming out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna go see it, and I guarantee you there are gonna be parts that I'm going to enjoy. However, it seems like you're seeing like 80% of the film just in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing a lot of what's going to take place, and it's almost as if like the title of the film is almost foreboding like the franchise itself. It's already falling down.
Ooh.
And like, who knows if it's going to get back up. I mean, it's just, again, going to see Blue because the scene that they're showing is definitely not a memory. It's him going and finding her.
Right.
And it, again, like, oh, look, we created something else. Did it get out? Shocker. Okay. This is a fun trope. We're gonna beat it into the ground. And again, regardless of it, just like the Solo movie coming out, it's gonna get its audience, regardless if people are gonna be behind it or not.
Yeah, Justin will go see a goddamn movie with dinosaurs in it, no matter what the hell it is.
You're right.
I said this about the first one. I enjoyed it because dinosaurs went rawr in the movie. So that's really all I am wanting to get out of this one. As long as I see dinosaurs go rawr,
You'll get that. You'll definitely get that.
I love the look of the Indoraptor, the new big bad dino that they're giving us. I don't care. Like, and there's some.
Why can't they mix it with like a Triceratops? I'd love to see like a Triceratops, but with a raptor, like a fucking raptor with like the big horns and the big like thing around.
You ever see the concept art?
Skull?
You ever see the concept art for the original idea they had for 4, where they had dinosaur and human hybrids?
Yes, with like mechanical parts and shit. Yeah, we all remember that.
I did. Well, yeah, it's probably been a long time. I just haven't seen it in a long time.
That's what the original idea was. I mean, like this one, and Loisos, you and I had talked about this a lot when we watched that not TV spot or something they released. It looks scary again. It looks darker. Mm-hmm. We have dinosaurs in the rain again. We have that imagery of the little girl in bed like this hiding, and the Indoraptor's like creeping its little cloud at her, and you see the actual practical mouth open, and
the Mosasaurus in the silhouette in the wave. It's amazing.
Awesome. Like, again, and I know what you're saying. Like, I really do. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed because the main thing I wanted from this was a good story. I think Jurassic World did a good job of bringing you back to that nostalgic place, but kind of going, okay, we never saw an actual park running, so we're gonna show you that, and then people get eaten and shit hits the fan. So in this one, it literally is like pretty much the same plot as the Lost World Jurassic Park. We're going there to save them. Oh, there's a team here that's taking them so they can go sell them. Same fucking plot. But like I said, as long as I'm entertained and it's fun and we see people get eaten and it's not, a horrible time at the movies, I'm going to be pumped and fine with it.
I'm just looking forward to finally having the answer to the question of, if you built a park on an island that you knew was going to blow up, again, why?
Just why? Just because.
Just why?
Because movie, I guess.
Because the volcano adds a dramatic effect.
Because movie and roar. Yeah, movie and
destruction. Or not destruction, I'm sorry. The Running Man, The Flash. Scott LeVar joining us over in the chat. Welcome. Dan, watch The Incredibles. I agree. It's great.
The next one, I feel we should bring it up right off the bat, and I know I'm really looking forward to it, and that's Mission Impossible Fallout. I think that it's definitely in my top 5 most anticipated of the year. I think the trailers look fucking amazing.
They look great.
Tom Cruise has a death wish.
Well, I mean, he almost killed himself on that.
He almost killed himself on the plane. Yeah.
Yeah. You see the shot in the trailer where he actually injured himself, right?
He'll be
where he's
saved
jumping
by
from building to
Xenu.
building.
Or
I mean,
whatever
think
the
there was
thing
a
is.
point. There was
I
a
think
point
he-
even in the Jackass films where, now I forget his name. The host of
Tito?
Jackass, huh?
Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville. Like there was a point where like Johnny Knoxville eventually said, I think it was after they finished Jackass 3, he was like, no more. Like I can't do this. I'm gonna kill myself. Like I mean, if Johnny Knoxville can finally take a hint, I'm pretty sure.
Although, have you seen the trailer for that Action Point movie?
That looks amazing.
Which one's
It
that?
looks. So Johnny Knoxville's in a movie called
Yes.
Action
Oh,
Point.
the theme park. Yes.
Yeah.
That looks so good.
It looks like
looks
he's
fun.
going back to his Jackass roots in that one.
Yeah, there's definitely
well,
some.
Getting bored. Gotta
Some of
have
the
that-
stunts you can clearly see look CGI'd, like him getting flown across the screen, but it still looks. Yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that Mission Impossible Fallout? Yes. I like all the films in the franchise. Even Mission Impossible 2 is not a good movie, but it's still enjoyable just for the sake of how over the top it is. My personal favorite is 3 because it has the best villain. Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie is absolutely incredible. But they've yes, seriously. But I feel like they've maintained like a level of quality that's pretty unparalleled when it comes to like action franchises and especially blockbuster franchises.
Yes.
Like both Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation were top tier action movies. So I hopefully we'll get that same level of quality, and if not, at least we have amazing stunts to just kind of admire.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of the thrill of watching Tom Cruise do crazy shit on screen.
Because at his age, it's insane that he's still doing it. And I give him major props because, the days when big actors would do their own stunts are kind of on their way out, man, with CG and everything. Like, you could, in the 80s and 90s, like you would be able to tell the difference. But now with the special effects they use, they can just basically, you wouldn't even know the difference. But Cruise goes out of his way and he wants to do the stunts, and I love that about him. And I think these movies are a big event of the summer, and they're definitely the ones to see in like the IMAX, the large format, because there's such a treat to see on the big screen in that format. So super pumped for that myself, most definitely. But I got to get into something. I don't know how you feel about this, Nick. It's probably not even on your radar, but come June 8th is my most anticipated horror film of the year, up until Halloween, that is, which we won't talk about because that's October, but it's Hereditary.
What's a horror movie?
I've never seen one.
You've seen plenty. You live for dying children getting dismembered and killed.
That's true, I do.
Nick, have you seen the trailer for Hereditary?
Maybe. I honestly couldn't tell you.
You would know if you had seen it.
Describe the trailer to me. Maybe I have and I just forgot.
It's Toni Collette and a creepy little girl, and the little girl cuts the head off of like a pigeon and shit.
This has to be a trailer that escaped me. This is
Epic Film Frog here, and I want to tell you, go fuck yourself.
Who? That is not appropriate. Wow.
That's very
It's
rude.
just a
It
trailer.
looks
Epic
extremely
Film Frog.
unnerving. It looks terrifying. It looks extremely original for the horror genre in general.
And the hype that it's been getting, the buzz, like
Yeah, huge buzz.
it's already played at a lot of film festivals, and there are a couple people that I'm friends with who've already seen it and said like, believe the hype. It's one of the best horror films in recent years. People are saying it's this generation's The Exorcist, and of course, The Exorcist is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. So
wow.
that's
high praise.
It is. So I'm very curious to see exactly what it's all about, because the trailer is very cryptic as to what exactly is going on. So I can't wait. That's right up my alley. That's my number 2 after The Incredibles 2, most anticipated for sure.
Nick, did you have anything else that you are really, really heavily anticipating this summer that we haven't talked about yet?
Probably, but I don't have a list of movies coming out this summer.
Can I mention something?
Go ahead, please.
From the director of 3 Ninjas and Cool Runnings, The Meg. Jason Statham versus
Yes.
Giant Shark.
Yeah, that's on my list. That's on my list, dude. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait for this movie.
Neither
I
can
seriously
I.
can't wait. And I'm so glad. Just to say, it would have been cool if Eli Roth did direct this and he got the R rating that he wanted, even though I think he's a hack, which I've said numerous times. But they didn't want to give him the R rating, and I understand why the studio wouldn't do that. So now they have the guy you just mentioned, Three Ninjas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Quality filmmaking right there. But this just looks like a ton of fun. Another summer blockbuster popcorn flick that you just go, you sit back, and you just enjoy seeing a giant megalodon eating people. And that's all that matters. You don't need anything else, So I can't wait for it.
And then, of course, we get other indie movies like Under the Silver Lake, Black
as well.
Klansman, Sorry to Bother You. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff coming out.
Definitely.
Later on in August, I mean, it's not. I don't predict it being like an amazing film, but I think it's definitely going to be one where it can give the creep factor. It's Keanu Reeves is in Replica. That's coming out in August.
Oh,
where his family has died, and he's like transporting their consciousness into like spare bodies. So it's like ensuring the idea of immortality. And like they are trying to like understand how they're alive, but their bodies are there. It almost has that like the Lazarus effect kind of
how
feel
did
to
I
it.
not? How did I not know about this?
I saw it on a list, but I never watched the trailer. I feel like I'm seeing more of that trailer that just got released with him and Winona Ryder, where they're going to a wedding together, more than this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he tries to like hide their bodies in the basement and just act like everything's fine, and they're going about their business. Like they don't know that anything is happening. And then they finally go down there and they see their bodies and they're like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, calm down. There was an accident.
That sounds really intriguing.
Right. I mean, it seems really neat. I like the idea. And I mean, I think, again, it's going to have like the drove of people going because they're like, we love John Wick. Let's see what else he's doing. But I don't see it being amazing, but I definitely see it being more intriguing and definitely a popcorn movie, at least for me, because I love myself some sci-fi.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for putting that on my radar. I hadn't even really heard of it, so that's cool.
Brian,
Speaking
let's
of
mention.
things, I gotta say, we actually unfortunately do not have time for anything else, unless it's really quick, because we got to get Lisa and Sam in here from I Shake My Head.
Okay, well, other than Summer of '84, which you talked about on the show, which I can't wait for.
Yep. Super pumped
you're getting a screening of that at the Alamo Drafthouse in August. But dude, Sicario, Day of the Soldado, come on.
Yeah.
It looks fucking amazing. It looks like literally. Did anyone not like the first one? I mean, I wasn't necessarily blown away by it, but I liked
Dan
it.
didn't. I asked him.
I
said
liked
he did
it.
not care for it.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's Denis. Oh, excuse me. I always say it on the show wrong. Denis Villeneuve. I know that I'm just saying it purposely wrong because
Villeneuve.
Denis
Oh man. Oh,
Villeneuve.
I the whole thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't wait for that as well.
He's not returning for the sequel, but at least
He's not.
At least it's the same screenwriter and everything. So, and Josh Brolin's having a great summer, so I want to see him. I want to see whatever he does next.
It's basically Del Toro versus Brolin in this movie. It looks like it's going to be a great matchup, so I'm really excited for it.
Definitely.
All right. Well, Drew, thank you very much. Number one, you've been in the audience legitimately like almost all of the event from what I've seen, so I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank
Sauce, man, I don't know if you're planning on hanging out, but I'm going to kick you over into Discord now.
That's fine.
So I can switch back to my other scene. And Justin, I need you to mute yourself on up here. And then I will unmute you over on Discord. Thank you very much, Drew. I hope you keep hanging out and winning more prizes.
Yeah, I gotta go run some errands, but I'll be back. I'll be back for later.
Really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And Loy Sauce, I mean, you're the god of podcasting. What else can we say?
Oh, shucks. I appreciate that.
We
Thanks
love you,
for
Loy
having
Sauce.
me on, as always. And thanks for everyone tuning in and donating. It's incredible to watch. So thank you.
Absolutely amazing. 62.5% of the way toward that goal, just about. So we really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much, everybody who is taking part.